Hey everyone, finally back with a stream. How long has it been, TJ? It's been 2 weeks or something.
No, last week, bro. We were streaming last week.
Bro, it was last week,
You,
wasn't
you must be high, bro. Big man thing, bro.
it? Yeah.
Got a
But
goldfish
yeah,
memory.
because we were going to do a stream yesterday, then I cancelled it, and then because obviously I had stuff to do anyway. I'll tell you afterwards. But and then I
Yeah, I
said
heard.
let's stream later, but then you weren't free. But yeah, I mean, yeah, because I didn't expect the announcement at all, man. Like, yeah.
I heard that,
But
bro. Listen, I had inside information. I knew you got sacked already, cuz.
anyway, so you're going to tell me before, but I might as well tell everyone now. So how are you feeling about Ange in general then? That he's
Bro,
gone?
listen, you know what? Can I be honest with you? I'm pissed off in it. I'll be so honest with you, yeah. Look, this is a fair assessment, and you already heard my take from last week. I said he brought time. If you remember, we had the discussion. Where am I on Ange? I said he brought time, so that means I'm Ange in. Generally, by me saying I give him more time, that means I'm Ange in it. But
Yeah.
look, this is my issue. This is my main issue. If we sacked him, I couldn't care less. If we kept him, I wouldn't care less. Yeah. However, it's who we replace him with. So if you're not going to get a better manager coming in, there's no point of sacking him. That's anybody that disagrees with that point, you're lying to yourself. If you're not going to improve on the manager, and you're not going to improve on, this is my point. If you're bringing in someone like Frank, for example, in my opinion, that's a sideways step. In fact, that's a backward step. No disrespect to Frank, but bro, like, Ange is better than Frank. I don't care what anybody says. What? Are you crazy, bro?
Yeah.
How? Okay, what? How? On what you basing this on?
Well, you have to think about how much money Frank has had to spend in his whole career each summer at whatever club he's been at. Ange just had 400 million at Tottenham or something like that.
And he won us he won us another. Yeah, Ange had 400 million. He spent it, in my opinion. Now this is going to be diluted, isn't it? In my opinion, he spent it well. You know why he spent it well? We lifted the biggest cup of our lives. Remember, we've been screaming out 17 years without a trophy. Let's get the narrative straight. The narrative. Forget what you believe in. Forget if you're Ange in and Ange out, or if you have an agenda about whatever. The bottom line is, Ange was with us for 2 seasons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In his second season, he won a major honor. What manager in the last 10 years have done that?
Well, not in the last 10 years, because obviously it's 17 years since we won something. But in 08, obviously Ramos won the Carling Cup, whatever you want to call it, League Cup. I don't know what people call it anymore. But then that had a detrimental effect to our league form as well. But the effect wasn't as bad. I think we finished like 12th or something. And then he started the season after. This is why I was Ange out even more. And we had 2 points from 8 games. And then what's his name? Renat came in afterwards. So my worry was sticking with Ange's, because we lost 22 Premier League games last season. We'll start next season badly, because I know you said doing 10 games. And then we lose seven off first 10 games. And we're
obviously now we can't do it because he's sacked, right?
Yeah,
but hear this, innit? Don't you believe that Ange deserves a chance to go into the next season? Because he's won. It's not a small trophy. It's not a Carlington Cup. It's a It's a UEFA. Basically, it's Champions of Europe for us. It's a big cup.
It's not the Champions League though, but anyway. But it's the old European Cup.
But it's a big cup though. It's a massive cup.
But then there's loads of ways you can look at it, right? Because obviously the quality opposition we played. Don't forget we did beat United in the final. They were like 1 point above us in the league. Weren't that great though? Like, so then
haven't we been saying? But this is what I don't understand with a lot of fans. Haven't we been saying success is based on winning trophies? I've mentioned it many times in our show.
I'm not saying that's not successful. I'm just saying, like, for
Exactly.
me,
So
with
I
you
got
don't
go for it, my
understand what
bro.
I'm saying. So, like, for
Go
me,
for it, my
like,
bro.
it's like, you know, everyone asks us about, like, do we have a better season than Arsenal or better season than City, for example, or someone else, right? I
Hmm.
think they had better seasons, but we had more successful seasons, if that makes sense. So even though we were like shit in the league and we won because we
So
won
we're a more
something,
successful club than Arsenal. In your definition of success, if you agree to the definition that trophies is what is
the metric is a
the
metric. Yeah.
baseline of success, with what you've just said there, we have had a better season than Arsenal.
I think we've had a more successful season, not a better season. I don't know if that makes any sense, but because basically, like,
But go
let's
for
be
it,
honest,
bro.
Arsenal's still a better team and club than us, really, because they
Yeah,
got
but
to the
that's not what we're
semi-final.
arguing. We're not arguing if Arsenal's better than us. We're saying just purely down to success. Success is based on trophies. That was the metric that we were saying for
Yeah,
the last 4 years. Since
yeah,
I've been streaming with you, my bro.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
not a flip flop. I'll keep it buck, bro. I'm not.
yeah.
I can hold my hands up when I'm wrong, and I can actually keep it buck, bro. The metric was success is based on trophies. We were
Mm.
we were trophy deprived for
Trophyless,
17
trophyless.
years. Yeah, for 17 years. So for me, as much as I wanted Ange out, he managed to add more time onto his contract. It's like me saying this, isn't it? Yeah. Look, put it like this: you go steal something from the shop. The police officer arrests you. You have to wait for the trial date. That trial date is gonna be what 4 or 5 months from that point of
Yeah,
that point, bro. It's the same thing, man. He's got time until he goes to jail, bro. Ultimately, if the question is Ange the right manager to take us to the take take us to where I want my club to be. Remember, my
mm,
ambitions might be different to yours. My ambitions of where I want Tottenham to be is challenging for titles, challenging for the best of honors. We're nowhere near that, So my point is this, innit? When it comes down to Ange, innit? He brought some time onto the CV. Now, this is my issue. You already know that I was Ange out from first season, even second season, even before he won. Before
even if we turned up.
yeah.
Yeah,
I personally, I was Ange out. I was Ange out for a very long time. The same with you. However, we have to acknowledge what he has done and take it with a pinch of salt. Obviously, the league form was terrible. 22 losses in the Prem is not acceptable. I'm not accepting that. However, he bought time for me. Now, this is my issue. Yes, sack Ange if you want to sack Ange. I'm not saying we shouldn't sack Ange. I'm saying go for it.
mm.
However, the replacement has to be better than Ange. And for my opinion, Frank Silva, because these are the managers we're linked to.
Because Glasner
I'm not
isn't going to
be-
come. I think Glasner ain't going to come now.
okay. So now you're going to mention another manager. If it was sack Ange and replace him with Glasner, go for it, my brother. I'm all for it.
yeah,
If we were linked to Glasner today and all the talks of bringing in Glasner, my whole stance of me being pissed off wouldn't be pissed off. I'd be like, yeah, man, this is a good move for Tottenham. We're moving in the right direction. However, what I feel right now is we're moving backwards. As much as we might dislike Ange for his style, he can't adapt, there's so many things, for the fact
yeah.
that the corners we keep conceding the same goals. Put that aside for a minute. Just put that aside for a minute. Ange has just proven that he wins everywhere that he goes. It's a fact. We can't dispute it.
Now we can't dispute it. Yeah, whether
We
the
can't.
quality of
It's
the leagues he won at was good or not is debatable. But anyway,
and
carry on.
100%. It's
Yeah,
debatable.
yeah.
But you see what you're saying. That's like you see. We're gonna always complain. We're gonna always have complaints about things. Like for example, when it's hot in the UK, we complain it's too hot. When it's cold, we complain when we want the sun. We can never be happy, bro. That is just human nature, bro. 100%. You see, we're gonna complain about every little thing. Let's just say we was to buy if Levy was to change his ways, and for some reason, this is just an argument. Some reason he decides to put the cash down. We go for the top talent. Now we're actually buying to win, right? I guarantee you, for 17 years that he's drowned us with all of this, there's still going to be complaints, even though he's changed his ways. See, we're going to always have complaints. The difference with me, I can acknowledge where I'm wrong. I said Ange would never win the Europa League, and here it is. He won the Europa League. So I was wrong. So this is my thing. We're not improving by going for Frank. We're not improving by going for Silva. We're going backwards. Respectfully, what have them managers done that Ange hasn't? In my opinion, Ange has a better CV than both of them combined. Remember, the metric is trophies is success. When we talk about, look, let's be real. I'm not comparing Ange to the biggest managers of this world. Let me make that clear. Anybody that wants to throw my points under a bus, I just want to make that clear. But when we talk about the best managers in the world, you're talking about, it used to be Mourinho, maybe he still is, Serial winner. We talk about the Contes, we talk about the Pep, we talk about the Sir Alex Fergusons. One thing they have in their locker is winning. Winning. No matter what team they have on the pitch, whether you like. I remember Sir Alex Ferguson winning things with a rubbish Man United team. This is my point. My point is this: if you're gonna sack the guy, which we wanted, remember, when this is not me saying I'm flip-flopping back to Ange. In fact, maybe you might use the fact that I've said, "Oh, give him time because he's won the trophy," because this is the only experience I have of winning trophies. So for me not to give him time, I'm being naive. Is the word naive? Yeah, I think it's naive. I'm being naive if I don't give Ange time. Silva and Frank, for me, their CV respectfully is not close to Ange. Whereas Glasner, his CV is basically the same as Ange. He's won the Europa League. He's now won an FA Cup. You can say Glasner's career is shorter because he's younger. You know what I'm talking about. But he has won things. Now, I don't know if you saw on the group chat. I think it was Tottenham away. Someone put Poch, Glasner. Yeah,
and Silva.
Frank,
I think,
Silva. Yeah,
I think that's what it is. Let me check.
You know my stance. You know my stance on Poch. You know my stance on Poch. Yeah, my bro, can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm finding the voting thing. Sorry.
You know my stance on Poch. I've pressed Glasner. I've pressed Glasner because Glasner is a better manager than Poch.
I put Glasner as well. 12 people put Glasner, including me and you. So yeah. Because it's Poch, Glasner, Iriola, and Frank.
I put Glasner because Glasner is a better manager than Poch. Even though I might want Poch for sentimental values, Glasner is a better manager on just managerial credentials than Poch. One thing, cool. You can say Poch won the league in France. Maybe you want to boost the odds by that. But my point is this: based on merit, the ideal choice would be to go for Glasner. This is now where I'm against. How the hell can you go from Ange to Frank to Silva? It makes no sense to me, bro. You might as well. This is my thing. You might as well keep Ange. You might as well keep Ange. Because by you bringing in Glasner and Frank, is anything going to get better?
Yeah, I think so.
In what way?
I mean, the problem is, right, is look, TJ, yeah, if we finish 10th, 12th, 9th, 8th, between 8th and 13th or something, I don't know. Whatever number you want to throw. Huh? No, I mean last season. Let me
Yeah, no, but if our man, if Frank and Silva was to do the same, finish 10th, 8th, 7th, is that better than what Ange has done at Tottenham? No, it's not.
I need to let me finish. What I'm saying is,
I think what
would have saved. That's fine, man. Don't worry. What would have saved him his job, right? Is if we finish, say, like 12th, even or 13th.
Oh, my bro, listen.
Yeah.
I need to cut quickly, innit? I need to pick up something quickly.
Yeah.
I've got a delivery. Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, bro.
All right.
Yo,
Yeah, sorry.
delivery driver. He's 10 minutes away, innit? So he's gonna call me again, innit? When he gets outside my flat. Sorry about that, bro.
Right.
But yeah, carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, if we finished 12th last season and we won the Europa League, I think I would even be happy to give him another season, even or something, because then I wouldn't be going into next season.
Hold on, wait. So you're basing 17 years without a trophy on finishing higher in the Premier League.
You're not understanding.
Is that what is keeping Ange's job? The fact that he could finish, instead of finishing 17th, finishing 10th. Is that what would keep Ange's job?
No. What I'm saying is, if we finished 10th and we won the Europa League, I would have given him another season personally, because the difference is finishing 17th is because we were so close to. We were talking about this like, what was it, 6 months ago or earlier in the season about relegation. There was a time period when we thought we might get
100%. I agree with you.
Right? And if we got relegated, the ramifications for the club are just ridiculous. It would be mental, man. So I think the problem is this is
what you're missing.
Next season.
No, like but this is what you're missing, bro.
I'm scared we get relegated, bro. I'm scared.
No, this is what you're missing. This is what you're missing, my bro. You're missing the fact that, yeah, we finished 17th place. We had 22 losses. I'm not accepting that as whippy YA. I'm pissed that that's happened. But you're missing the fact that Ange ended up winning a trophy, not only just winning a trophy, getting us back into the top 4.
In Champions League. I know what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah. Because really and truly, 17th place don't matter. We're in Champions League. That position doesn't matter. Now, if we lost in the final, he would have to go. However, we didn't finish 17th place. That right there, he even said he put all his eggs in the Europa League. Whether you want him to do that or not, this is a club that hasn't won a trophy in 17 years. He's done what everybody thought. What was the statement that a lot of rival fans usually give us? We're bottle jobs. We're Spursy. We're Spursy. We're not Spursy anymore. It's a bigger thing to win a trophy. See, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, now looking at Ange's career in it, yeah, and just looking at it from a full throttle, yeah, just 2 years of hardship. Let's put it like this: 2 years of hardship, but we got to go. We got to where we wanted to go. Where we was 5 years in, and I'm basing it on my manager, Pochettino. We were how long? 5 years, around 5 years, and we couldn't get over the line. This is my point. My point is this. We were 5 years into Pochettino's career, finishing fourth, third, whatever. Do you even remember who? This is my point. We weren't winning trophies. He managed to do the thing that was unthinkable. Everybody doubted Ange, and he managed to do it. It's a big moment, man. Maybe I see football different, you know. I'm not gonna lie to you. Maybe it's just a different way of viewing football. But for me,
I think, TJ, like, the difference is because I've seen us win 2 trophies before, right? And as a consequence of winning those trophies, I'm not saying I wasn't happy on the day when we won them, right? Those managers started the next season because we finished, you know, Ramos was, I can't remember what league, I'd have to check it. But because our league form was so bad, the next season the manager ends up getting sacked because he starts the season really badly. The club can't afford to go down. I don't want to see Spurs relegated, because if we get relegated, there's no, I don't know how we're going to come back from that. You know how hard the championship is. So, like, the problem is that because we finished so low, like I said, if we finished 12th or 14th or 8th or 9th or whatever, and we won the Europa League last season, like if we finished between, like I said, 8th and 13th or something, I wouldn't go into next season thinking we lost 22 Premier League games. If we don't start well, like, we could be in the same position we were under Ramos, where we had 2 points from 8 games, even though he did win the Carling Cup.
Cool.
Maybe that's
I hear that. I hear what you're saying. You have PTSD in it. However, football is a weird little sport. Who would have thought Tottenham would have won a Europa League trophy? Did you believe in that? After 17 years of trophyless, did you think we would lift the Europa League? At best, being deluded, I would have thought we would lift the FA Cup first.
I think yes and no. Well, don't forget, people put us as favourites, I think, for Europa League, didn't they, last season or this season?
They're on crack. They're crackheads. Bro, listen. I don't listen to the agendas, man. I don't listen to the agendas, bro.
Bookies. Let me just check again. Paddy Power.
The favourite should be Man United.
I think it was Man United.
The favourite should be Man United.
Hold on, let me see if it's still up here. But it was us and Man United.
Yeah, and out of both teams, the favourite should be Man United. We were the underdogs.
England play Andorra at 5 o'clock. I didn't even know that. Anyway.
Now, the issue I have in it is we've now sacked the manager.
Well, Tottenham were the favourites to win Europa League after the group stage, but their odds and expectation fluctuated as the rounds have gone on. But after group stage, apparently we were favourites. Anyway, carry on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, cool. Whether we were favourites, or not, man. For me personally, what Ange ended up doing, and this is my personal opinion. You could agree with it or you could disagree with it. At best, we have to acknowledge this. At best, for 17 years, remember the circumstances are different for every club. If we were Man United, the circumstances are different. Thank you for the trophy. Goodbye. However, we're not Man United.
Like Ten Hag, basically.
Yeah, we're not Ten Hag. This is not the same situation. I see online people comparing Ten Hag and all of this. This is not the same situation as Ten Hag. One, these guys win trophies every other year or for the last 3 years. So they are a trophy-winning club. They've seen success. Tottenham hasn't seen no success. In the time I've been supporting Tottenham, like I said, I don't class that 2008 trophy as a trophy that I saw, because that wasn't that don't align with with me. You know, I can't even remember it. So in Ange's situation, it's different to Ten Hag. It's not the same. He deserved time. We have to be fair. I'm a very fair person. I wanted him out, and believe me, I wanted him out all up until I started being deluded. I was like, is there a chance? Remember, there's a whole show I went on to saying, yo,
Yeah,
we have to
delusional.
believe. We
Yeah,
have to
yeah, yeah,
believe. I don't even believe in the words I'm saying, but we have to believe. Remember I was
yeah.
saying that shit?
I remember. Yeah.
You know? I
I
was saying,
remember that.
bro, 100%. Bro, I was going even up to Brian Daigle, bro. He didn't believe. None of us believe. I didn't even believe the words that were coming out of my mouth, bro. That's my point. My point is this: he deserved time. Now, this is my issue. Now, my issue is you sack him, yeah, cool, whatever, yeah. Done is done. But man, you can't go from Ange to Silva. You can't go from Ange to Frank. It has to be Ange to Glasner. And then if it's not Glasner, it has to be Pochettino then, in my opinion.
I mean, BBC did link us to him, but I don't know if there's anything in that, as in because they'll probably cost. I don't know what his release clause is, but it's probably quite a lot.
Yeah, well, for
Yeah.
me, I've been screaming Poch for a very long time.
No,
You
since
know,
I've been streaming you, basically, literally since
yeah,
I've
I've
been
been
streaming.
screaming Poch for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, however, Poch is not my first choice. It should be Glasner.
Mm.
I'm just disappointed how this club is moving. And bro, another thing that is really annoying about this whole situation, you know, the downfall of how messy the dressing room is going to be, because all the players, every single one, were supporting Ange. I'm going to tell you how I know this. The final, you saw Madison and Spence, the same player. We had shows about saying how is Spence getting thrown under the bus. Remember this, right? Remember we had shows like this, and I saw Spence and Madison holding up an Ange poster. You saw it as well. If you were watching the game, right? You saw this poster for the trophy lift, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You saw it, right? Cool.
Yeah.
So that just shows them two players were aligned. Not just that. Pedro Porro spoke many times about Ange. Even in fact, recently he spoke about Ange. Romero spoke many times about Ange, even recently, but I'm not even coming to current day. We had Madison come out many times. With all the criticism that Madison got, he was actually saying how Ange is such a good character for the club. These are facts. You can go back on all these, match previews if you really want to fact check me. Fact check the fact that the whole squad was aligned by Ange. The only player I haven't really seen say too much about Ange was probably Werner. But we already know that he's not aligned. You know the future with Werner, right? Now this is my issue now. Now after look at all the messages. Look at how many people are distraught that Ange has just been sacked. You know this next manager has to be a Pochettino. It has to be someone like Pochettino. You know why it has to be? For me, I don't think Frank has the respectfully what he's done with Brentford. Big up himself, yeah. It's not an easy job. I know this, and the way I'm talking about Frank, you might think I'm like, nah, this guy's not. I rate what he's done. I'm not saying I don't. He's not the right manager for Tottenham right now. The dressing room. You know how many players we're going to lose? Bro, it's game over. Romero's gone, bro. Pedro Porro, I think he's gone as well, bro.
You think?
You see all the messages? Yeah, 100%, man.
I think
Imagine him doing this.
Romero, I agree with you. I don't know about the rest of them. I mean, Sonny probably might go anyway, even if Ange stayed. Like, I think Romero is probably going to go, but I think he was thinking of leaving anyway. So I don't know. I don't think Porro's going to go though. Yeah.
And does Frank have pulling power like how Ange has pulling power? For me, Ange had a different type of pulling power, bro.
But
it seemed like, yeah, of course he did.
I'd agree if it was someone like Conte and Mourinho, but I don't know about Ange. I don't know.
He got what is it called to turn down Real Madrid and them things right there. Don't you remember? Bergvall, yeah.
But
Go for it,
who?
bro.
Yeah.
That young 16 centimeter. Yeah. He got him to turn down Chelsea, I think.
I think it was linked with Barcelona. I think maybe it was Barcelona.
Yeah, and then there's another one. There's another one I remember. There's one more player. He got to like.
Is it the one you talking about when he called him up? When he called him up, I can't remember which player you're talking about now.
You know what I'm talking about, bro. Like,
but
bro, we go for it, my bro.
Like we're moving Frank, right? Like, because I
listen, my bro. I'm so sorry, my guy. The package is there. I'm coming back in. Give me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Interesting take. Why do you? Spence will go, but I don't think they'll let him go. Audio, because we need depth in that position. If you were to let the Dogi, you just have a Dogi and Porro. I don't think they'll let Spence go.
Yo.
Yeah, it's fine, man.
Yo, listen, man has. I'm gonna cut out in it. I'm just going downstairs quickly.
Yeah,
I'm coming back in it. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Or not 10 minutes. I mean 5 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. Just entertain everybody.
Yeah.
I'm coming back in it.
Yeah. So, guys, let me know in the comments, who do you actually want as the next manager? Because I'm with Frank, right? But as you can tell, TJ, he ain't agreeing with me. So, who do you guys actually want as the next manager? Please write in the comments. Let's see what I can put. Spence. You think? I mean, but then can't you argue the next manager might give Spence more games? So maybe he'll stay. I don't know. I think he was going to stay because then I think at this point, Spence ain't going to go. But if Frank comes in, do you guys think that he'll give Gray more minutes? Maybe he'll watch Gray more minutes. Also, there we go. I agree with this, but were you, for example, Ten Hag out when Ten Hag was in? Did you want Ten Hag to go? Because obviously he did win. Was it the FA Cup, the Carling Cup? I think in those 2 years, or was it 2 FA Cups? So would you want him to go? I don't know. And also Amorim, you guys are doing things next season. What are your realistic expectations for next season for United, Red Devil United? Because Amorim's actually bought some players. Cunha's turned up. Bremo's probably on his way. And is Bruno going as well? Because I don't know, is he going? Or is he going to stay? Oh. He's gone to Southampton. Wait, is this the guy who... Oh, what's his name? Was that Rems? And he was is he the football manager guy? Audio, is he the football manager guy? Well, still. He's a football manager one, isn't he? And Glasner's my dream choice. And yeah, it's not going to happen. 100%. Yeah. But Audio, why did you want him? Because I don't really know much about Will still. I just know he was managing a team in France, and now I guess he's got Southampton. But are his tactics good or? Interesting choice. Are his tactics good, or can you let me know more about it? Because I don't really know much about Will still, so I just know he was the football manager guy. Subscribe. Yeah, there was rumors earlier today. It was from Portuguese Record Portugal, some Portuguese paper. From what I read, I think it's probably just agent talk. Like I think Frank is the guy we're going to get because they were held talks with Frank last week. There was talks about Frank being on the short list, I think, a month or two ago. Silva was on that list. Fabrizio Romano actually reported that we made a move for De Zerbi at Marseille, which is quite interesting because I never thought we'd make a move for someone like that. And then De Zerbi said no. Then Frank was on the list, but I haven't seen him play, so I don't really know. Yeah, I agree, but anyway, when TJ comes back, I'll explain to you guys why I think Frank is the guy we're going to have to get. Because for me, we're in the same position we were under Martin Jol. Well, not under Martin Jol, but before Martin Jol, where we were kind of in the wilderness, and then we made Europe, and then we became like a solid, steady European side, I guess. My problem with keeping Ange is I don't know whether we're gonna have that. Because need to be, for me, in order to be like the highest, I think you need to go for a period where you're kind of like steady in Europe, because even Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool did that for a few seasons where they were steady in Europe and they didn't actually challenge, but then they went and bought 3 players and they made the step. When Mancini comes to Tottenham, is he a free agent? Dan, is he a free agent? Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to put the link in the chat because I think it'll make it more interesting. Let me just put the link in the chat. Oh, he's a free agent. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm thinking of Ranieri.
Yo, my bro. Sorry about that, man.
Yeah, don't worry, man.
Yeah, cool. So, what are you saying, my bro?
When you were gone, loads of people in the chat. Someone was saying he wants Mancini. He's a free agent.
Mancini, yeah, he's a decent candidate as well, bro. That's a decent candidate. Oh, look. I don't. Let me make it clear as well to the people that think I'm Ange and I'm upset and all of this. I'm not. You sack him, you bring in better. That's simply how management works. You don't sack a manager and bring worse. In my opinion, we're going to go backwards. But where we want to go?
What do you define as going forwards? Because I don't think we're ready for the Champions League, if I'm being honest.
Well, we're in the Champions League. See, this is okay. Cool. Look, I'll give you a good example. In fact, before I define what I believe where we should be going, you can only play what's in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, I was taught this at a young age, and probably you might have been, right?
Yeah.
The cards you're drawn, even if you're poor, even if you're rich, it don't define who you're going to be, right? You have to make of what you got, right? For me personally, look, where we're at right now, can we improve? In fact, let me ask you this question before you ask that question. The squad that we have right now, is it 17th level? Is it 17th place? Where do you think this squad could actually finish? For me, I believe it's a top 7 at best. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it's about right.
Cool. It's about right, right?
Yeah.
Top 6, top 7. We should be in them Europe places, right?
Yeah.
With the squad that we have, right? Cool. Now, this is a manager that threw away a season to win a trophy that we thought could never happen. The whole fan base didn't believe it. Top 10, yeah, fair enough. Top 10, yeah, that's around the same 7, 10. You know what I'm talking about. That's around. When you say top half, you say 7, 8, 9, 10, all the same damn thing. You get where I'm coming from. All the same damn thing. You want? It's not different. It's like you going one up, it don't make a difference. It's basically the same thing, right? So damn, I lost what I was gonna say. Shit.
About Ange?
What was I gonna... No, I'm saying where I want my club to improve. Look, when you bring in Frank, yeah, we might finish top 10. But how long would it be until we win the next trophy? Are we gonna have to wait another 17 years? That's my question to you.
Are you saying that if we kept Andrew win a trophy again next season?
Nah, I didn't. That wasn't my goals for Ange. Oh, you want to know what? Want to hear my goals? Improve the league form,
Yeah.
But because you've seen him do it before, there's more of a chance that these players believe that they can do it. With a fresh manager, I don't think. I don't see what the hype over this guy is about. I generally don't. I see it as a sideways step. You want to be mid-table, you got the mid-table manager. There's no ambition. There's no heart. There's no challenge. At least what Ange was doing, he was challenging the odds. The odds were against him. The journalists were against him. We were against him. We started saying he can't do it with the way he's playing. You need to remember this iconic moment for me, right? That first season where we were scoring high, fifth and all of this, and we were like not just finishing fifth, right? In terms of like that first 10 games,
Yeah.
Remember what I predicted? We were high, and everybody was going into that Chelsea game saying, "Yo, we could do it, bro."
Yeah.
And I was the only fan, I think, on planet Earth. I generally believe I didn't see nobody say different because we were so. And I said, "Bro, it's not going to be like that, bro." And the way we dramatically fell, it came to. This is the thing in it,
I remember that because it's when we were streaming with Harry. That's why I remember that because we were like, I agreed with him. We're gonna win, and then you were like, no, we're gonna lose. I remember that stream.
Yeah. So as you've obviously what is it called? As you've what do you call it? You're happy with Frank coming in, innit? What's your goals for Frank?
Well, we need to get back into the top 6 regularly, or Europe regularly again. As in, like, we need some stability, unfortunately. And like I said, if Ange finished 12th last season or this season, we will treat it as, and we won the Europa League, I'd be like, cool, we'll go for another year, and the league form there's way more chance of improving. But because of the amount of losses we had last season, like we had 22 losses, like it's a record. And the fact that he said, because obviously in Europa League we played different tactics, and said I can't use my Europa League cup tactics, whether he said cup tactics, Europa League tactics in the Premier League, is another reason why I didn't want him to stay, because I'm not saying he has to play defensive every game, but certain time periods in the games and certain games you're playing away to like a top, like, I don't know, Liverpool or something.
Top 5, yeah.
Sometimes you've got to play like we did in the Europa League and play really low. The fact he said he can't do that, I don't know why. I don't know why he says it. Like, I don't know why he thinks he can't do that. But that for me was like, And my worry is that if we stayed, we might get relegated. So I think you had to change him. And with Spurs, I think even though we're going to be in the Champions League, I don't think we are like making the Champions League this way. Even though, like I said, I'm with you. Yeah, the parade was probably, we might not experience that ever again, right?
Well, no. Another 17 years. Just prepare. Buckle yourself up. Buckle yourself up. Another 17 years in the making, bro.
Yeah.
I have no faith. I have no faith with this ownership. And for me, Levy, this is where he got the whole fucking thing wrong. Oh, my man language, innit? But this is where he got the
Yes.
whole fucking thing wrong.
But anyway, I'm almost done. But basically, what I'm saying is, I
Go for
think
it,
we're at
brother.
the position where we were before Martin Jol took over, which was in 2004. And in 2004, bear in mind, Jol was brought in mid-season because Santini walked away. But anyway, just where we were then, because we were like just about stayed up. And this is when Arsenal got the Invincibles, yeah? We just about stayed up. And we were like an aging team, blah, blah. Like, we needed a massive change. And we were like, we needed the manager to come in and take us back into the top half, really, and then build from like as into because Martin Jol, I think, was here for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because he got sacked in 2007 or 2008. 2008, I think. Yeah, 2000. Anyway, so he was here for about 3 years, 3 years, and he took us into like a respectable club, basically. Like we were top fifth twice or fifth, sixth, something like that. But that's because I believe the position the club is in now. Of course, I agree with you. That's because of what Levy's done. Like he's taken us a whole 180 back to where we were back then, 20 years. Basically, we've gone back 20 years. But this is why, and I'm not saying Frank is kind of controversial, but I don't want Frank to be here forever, right? This is not why I'm choosing him. I'm only choosing him for the next like 2-3 years to stabilize us. And then I'd be like you. I'd be like, let's go get a manager that can win us things again. Because the problem I have, like I said, now with keeping Ange is I'm still worried about get relegated next season because of the how bad the league was.
How do you know?
Was.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just a devil's advocate.
Yeah. That's just my opinion anyway. Like, you can disagree, it's fine, man. Like,
no, 100%. Yeah, just devil's advocate here. Devil's advocate here. He already told us that he threw away the league a very long time ago. He did say that. He mentioned that, right? Whether we want to believe his lies, if he was forced to or whatever, you know what I'm saying. He already made it clear that he threw away the league. Not only that, the amount of injuries that we had. Just devil's advocate. Look, I already know what you might say because I said, listen, even though with all these injuries, you have to change your style. That was my response to that, right? You know, you have to be able to adapt. You have to be able to adapt to what's in front of you. But just devil's advocate. He threw away the league to win us a major trophy, right? How do you know next year it's not going to be a better what is it called league? A better run from Ange. We're basing it off of 2 seasons
in the league. Yeah.
In the league, yeah, we're basing it off of 2 seasons. He has a small template, man. The first season he finished 5th.
But we weren't in any other competitions,
right? The second season, we went far in a what is it called? What was the run we went to? There was another run. Was it FA Cup? No, it wasn't FA Cup. Carabao Cup.
Yeah. We got semi-finals.
Yeah, we went far in the Carabao Cup. We got knocked out in the semis. We went far in the Europa League Cup, and we ended up winning it. For me, he achieved what most managers couldn't. Just devil's advocate. Just look at it from that perspective. How do you know next season was going to be as bad as this season? You're basing it off of a league form that didn't even matter. In fact, you know how I know it didn't matter? That 17th place makes no sense because we're 4th place, basically. We are 4th. We finished top 4. We have.
So then, okay, I'll give you another example then. So if we finished 17th, right, and instead of winning the Europa League, we beat Liverpool in the semi-final, and we beat Newcastle in the final. We won the League Cup.
The League Cup. Then sack him.
But we still won us a trophy. And there still would have been a parade.
No, the difference is he finished 5th and he's finished 4th. That's the difference. He's finished 5th and he's finished 4th. Do you understand why I'm saying he's finished 4th? Because we're in the Champions League.
Also, you've got to look at Ange's record in the Champions League. It's not great either. But he's
Yeah,
got
it's
2
ifs and
points.
buts and maybes, but we still have a small
2
template.
points. Yeah.
You're gonna think I'm a Ange. The way I'm talking about Ange, you're gonna think I'm Ange in. You know me. We've been speaking about Ange for a very long time.
Yeah.
He brought me time. I've acknowledged what he's done, and I've said, "Well done to Ange. He's brought me time." But for me, I just can't accept you sacking him to replace him with a rubbish manager. Okay, not rubbish, but a manager that don't have the credentials like Ange. He doesn't. He already finished 5th. He's already finished 4th, and he's won us a major honor.
Yeah.
But
Also,
you want to bring in
Ange,
Frank?
Yeah. Like it's just my opinion. I think problem is, right, whatever you do is gonna be a risk. So you're either gonna roll the dice with 10 games of Ange and then it goes to pot, or you start a new season with a new manager and it can
Do
still
you
go to
remember what I
pot.
said last year? Do you remember what I said last show? I said the reason why I've given him time is because next season is a write-off. If it ends up being bad, you sack him. The template is too small to judge. It is. It generally is.
But I think where Levy's gone wrong in some ways, if I don't know what he's thinking, I don't know what the board are thinking, because obviously Poch was mentioned on the BBC, but if the club still had Poch in mind for next summer, there was no point in sacking Ange. But I don't know that. You don't know that. Like, but if that's only if they had that, that's their plan, right?
Yeah, 100%. But that's what I'm saying.
If not to bring in Poch, then getting rid of Ange for Frank is in my opinion, a good move because we need some stabilization.
See, there's a lot of alarming things with Frank in it. As much as all he's done good for Brentford, he hasn't really spent big. He's a yes man. Let's be honest with you. He is. He works within his budget. He don't complain. He's well spoken. Maybe I'm just too pissed off to even, think of anybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why if you speak to me in 2-3 weeks, maybe I will calm down about this Frank thing. But in my opinion, it just makes no sense. It makes no sense bringing in Frank. It makes no sense bringing in Silva. It makes no sense. You might as well have just kept Ange.
No, what I'm saying is I'd agree with you if they're planning to bring in Poch even in the near future, but I don't know that. Like, you don't know that. If the club is still flirting Poch, they should have just kept Ange for another year. But if the club is saying, like me and you, we would take someone like Glasner over him, but Glasner's not available, well, they want to try something different, then they have to go with a different manager and get rid of Ange now. But the only thing that's good about this is that at least they made a decision now because the window is going to be open pretty soon. So, like, if they left it a few more weeks, I think we'd be a mess. Anyway, but so would you have kept Ange another season then, and then got?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So wait. Okay, cool. Let me make it clear. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Glasner, you have to keep him. If we're not going to improve, we just have to. We're going backwards. I can't accept my club going backwards. It's not improving us massively. It's not. When you look at it from all angles, it's not. It's red flags. It's red flags all around.
But maybe I want Frank because I hate to say
you
this.
Want Frank?
Maybe because I've accepted that the transfer policy at Tottenham will not change. So I picked the manager. This is even before, by the way, we're linked with Frank, right? You talked to one of my mates I do a podcast with. We could try and get you one day, innit? I need to message you about it. But basically, we've been talking about Frank for a while, and like part of the reason I agreed with him was because, like you said, Frank works within a budget, and until Levy goes, you're gonna need a manager that's gonna come in and overachieve with the budget he's given. If that makes sense. So if we base on what Frank
That's
had to spend at Brentford, he's
that's
overachieved.
the no,
So
but you know where you're wrong
yeah.
here? Can I tell you? I'm gonna say why you're wrong. Because you're accepting Levy's bullshit. You shouldn't accept that. The fact that you're accepting it and saying, "Oh, because we're not going to be spending, let's get a manager that is not going to say anything." You're accepting. You're enabling a Levy to. You're enabling this rubbish. That's exactly
No,
what you're doing.
That's not what I said. All I'm trying to say is because me and you know, unless barring some miracle, and there's this rumor that Levy's going to step down, assuming that's not true, right? Because it's probably not going to be true, and Levy's going to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we think we need a manager who's going to work within the transfer policy. Because if Levy's not going to go, and I want him to go, obviously, right? I want to go into
That's where I disagree. That's where I disagree. I'm more on the Eugen thing. We should get relegated then to hurt Levy's pocket. We need Levy out. You can't keep enabling it. What you've just said is you're enabling Levy to stay. You're bringing in a manager to be happy for Levy. Look, the board is going to be like, who do you want? I want this player. Oh, we can't afford this player. Here's a £1 million player here. Yeah, there you go. That's what you're enabling, bro. That's what you're enabling. You see when we had manager like Mourinho, he don't accept that bullshit, bro.
But then Poch accepted this kind of stuff. I mean, we've got Sissoko and Kudu and players like this.
Okay, Poch is a bit different, you know. You know what?
Poch made it work. Poch made it work though with Sissoko. He made it work somewhat, even though Sissoko's clearly wasn't someone he wanted.
Okay, ultimately, I'm going to ask you this question now: was Pochettino successful at Tottenham? This is going to break everybody's heart. No, he wasn't.
In what respect? Okay, in regards to what he had to work with, yes, because I think he overachieved. But in regards to like if he was a success as a manager, like individually,
what's your ambitions for Tottenham? Forget managers. Forget anything to do with Levy.
Just in general.
What do you want Tottenham to achieve? What's your ambitions? If I was to say to you, you had a magical one tomorrow, Tottenham become that team. What do you want for what is that Tottenham for you? Go for it. Tell me.
Look, for me, the next step for the club is to finish.
No, not the next step. What is your old? I'm not going to let you go because you keep dodging. This is what you do. What is your ambitions for Tottenham? If you had a magic wand, and okay, should I tell you my ambitions so you can understand where I'm coming from? My ambitions, ultimately, for Tottenham, and I'm never going to see this in my lifetime because the way my team is moving like donkeys. It's to win titles and win Champions Leagues. That's my ambitions. What's your ambition for Tottenham?
I want us to win the league.
Okay. Now, why are you accepting Frank to work with Levy's mind? Because you know Levy don't want to win titles. He's already made it clear that he don't really care about the cups because he sacked Ange. He's made it clear as daylight that he don't care about the cups. He don't even care about trophies. But ultimately, he's not ambitious.
If you were to bring another Mourinho or Conte, I don't know who that would be, right? We all know that ain't going to work out because he'll fall out with Levy, right? So unless Levy's leaving tomorrow, and nothing's going to change overall for the club, right? So I see what you're saying, right? You're saying that I'm enabling Levy, but the problem is, right, is I think we have to accept that Levy's not going to go anytime soon. Like, I don't know. That's why
I'm not going to accept that shit. That shit's bullshit, bro. That shit is bullshit. You've accepted that Levy's going to be here for the rest of their life. Don't put that in the universe, bro. Don't put that in the universe, please, man. Please. You know I'm so spiritual about what you say and what you do and what you think. Bro, you just said to me that Levy can't leave.
But do you honestly see him leaving anytime soon?
100%. You might call me deluded today. I can get hate
Yeah,
by the comments. Call me what you want. I don't give a flying toss, bro. You know me. I'm a gangster, bro. Like
yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
gangster. I'll say it how it is. I might get hate, whatever. But that idiot will end up leaving. He has to. In order for Tottenham to succeed, Levy has to go. And until
I
that
agree
time
with you.
comes, we have to carry on bringing in managers that are gonna mess up his finances. In my opinion. In fact, you know what, bro? Ange Postecoglou, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry that I didn't see your final your way of thinking. He always said that we need to change the mindset of Tottenham. You see what Levy has just done? He's just sacked a manager that ultimately won him a trophy. Not only just that, brought him back to the top four. Good riddance. Good riddance. That's what he said. Good riddance. How can you defend
But
that, man? How can you defend that? How? You get where I'm coming from, my bro?
yeah. But what I'm saying is because so do you see Levy leaving tomorrow then? Like this one, I'm trying to say to you, like, or do you
I
think
hope
he'll
so.
be?
Yes, 100%. I hope. I pray that Levy leaves every single day. I'm Brian Daigle
Yeah,
here, bro. I
yeah,
sing in the shower. Levy has to go,
yeah.
bro. I might even get a tattoo,
What,
bro. I might even get a tattoo. Watch, bro. Listen, I might even get a tattoo.
yeah.
Levy out.
What I'm trying to say is, like I said, I want Levy to go, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know
You
how to
want Levy
say
to
it.
go? You want Levy to go?
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm reading what you're saying. You want Levy
yeah,
to go, but because you've
yeah.
accepted that he's not going, you want a manager
Not
to be able to work with
anytime,
Levy.
not anytime soon. Yeah,
Yeah, so you want a manager to be able to work with Levy. That's ultimately what you've just said.
yeah.
If I'm misquoting you,
Within the transfer policy, I don't know whether that's
but that
Levy's
makes but doesn't
policy
that
or
make you doesn't that make you? Correct me if I'm right or wrong. A Levy inner.
no.
Why? Why doesn't it make you a Levy inner? You've just said you want a manager to be able to work with Levy. Am I
Okay.
high or something?
Oh, he's in the lodge. No, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, maybe I'll make it a bit clearer.
Go for it, bro.
For me,
I'm gonna listen.
this is my
I'll listen for 1 second, bro. I will listen
yeah.
for 5 minutes. Try explain because right now I'm questioning if you're deluded.
Okay. Bro, you're just trying to say. Okay, basically, in my opinion, Levy is not going to leave in the next 2-3 years, right? So,
Okay.
in order to get the club into a stable position, so when he eventually does go, because Levy's proven to us already he's not going to change the way he does things, right? So, in my opinion, we need to bring in a manager, and this is it's going to sound weird because I want Frank, but I don't see Frank as like a long-term Spurs manager, right? I don't see him as like the manager's going to take us to the title or to take us to win the Champions League or you know what I'm trying to say, right? I was wanting to
Yeah.
come in, stabilize the club for 2-3 years, then we
Mm-hmm.
get rid of him, then we bring in like the kind of manager me and you both really want, right? And that's when we make the step. I just don't think
Right.
where we are,
Can I ask you a
like,
question? Can,
yeah,
can I ask you a question?
yeah,
If Levy, okay, let's just say devil's advocate here. If
yeah,
Levy brings in France, he stabilizes it. He brings in the next manager. That manager wins the title because that
yeah,
was your ambitions. That's what your ambitions were, right?
yeah, yeah.
My ambitions
But
are way higher than that, bro. I'll be so real in it. But that was your ambitions. Are you then
yeah,
gonna say, let's keep it buck? Are you then gonna say, Levy, you got it right?
what if we
Because
win the title
ultimately,
in 4 years?
yeah, if we win the title, is that your mark in 4 years?
Well, yeah, I don't see we're going to win it next year, are we?
Yeah, wait. So no, do you get where I'm coming from?
We're so
With
far
what?
behind Newcastle, Villa,
No,
all
no,
these teams.
not that, not that. No, I'm basing it off what you just said. You said you want someone to stabilize it, right? And then bring in
Yeah,
someone else, yeah. And your ambitions, I asked you what your ambitions, your true ambitions were, and you said to win a title, right?
to win the
Cool.
Premier League. Yeah, to win the Premier League.
To win the Premier League, yeah? To win the Premier League. That's your ambitions, right?
Yeah,
So now my point is this: Levy's brought in Frank. He
yeah.
stabilizes it. He brings in the next manager. That manager wins the title or whatever. Yeah, this is. I don't think that's ever going to happen. But my point is this: if he wins the title, are you going to say Levy got it right?
Well, if it's planned, to be this way, like for example, right? Say I'm talking theoretically here, right? So Frank's here for 3 years. We finish, just for example, eighth, sixth, fourth, or something. Yeah, just an example in those 3 years, right? So we're going up in that way, yeah. Then, because Frank proves that in these European competitions he's not that great, for example, or in some, we see evidence that he can't be that top level manager, right? So this is what we should have done under Pochettino. Some people argue is when we had that team in second and third, we should have got rid of him and brought a manager to see us through over the line. So say Frank hits his ceiling where he can only finish
Wait,
fourth,
pause.
right?
Wait,
Fourth to
pause. Wait, pause for a minute. Let me go back to what you just said there. We were saying, well, at the time when Pochettino was second, we were saying we need to bring one or two players to make us go over the line. And Levy bottled that decision. But carry on with what you were saying. I want to clarify. I'm because, bro, I'm smoking right now. But bro, listen, you are high. You're getting second feedback from my smoke. Because for me, I can't believe what you're saying here. I can't believe that your ambitions is to win a title and Frank is the guy to stabilize it.
No. See, I see Frank, I have to say this without coming out wrong. I see him as like the transitional manager, if that makes sense.
Stabilize it.
Yeah, and then once the club is in a stable position again in the league, where we can suddenly start looking up and thinking, look, maybe we can catch the top this season, right? Then we bring in the manager that me and you both want. Like for me, I want Diego. If I was really ambitious, right, and the club had any ambition, I'd go for Diego Simeone personally.
Cool.
That's just one name. Then you bring in someone like him. You say the team's already mostly been formed, right? You might only need 3 or 4 players to finish it off. You bring him in, you fly him 3 or 4 players, and you win the title.
See the difference with me. Let me make my point clear.
Yeah.
The difference with me, I see Frank as an enabler.
Yeah.
Enabler, because he's not going to want to. He's going to be okay with. He's going to be happy with not signing nobody. He's going to be happy with all of this nonsense. And we did start this conversation with, was Pochettino successful? He was a failure. Keep it buck. That's my favorite manager. He was a failure. At least I can call the ball, bro.
Yeah.
You've just sacked a manager. This is how I know Levy don't have none of the ambition that you're aligning him with. Because he's just sacked a manager that has won a major competition in the last 17 years. You know what that says to every fan out there. I'm speaking to rival fans, and they are saying this is why Tottenham are not a serious club.
Yeah, sorry.
He has just shown that he doesn't care about any competition. He don't care about a trophy. He don't care about that. He cares about his pocket. And this is how I know that Levy cares about his pocket. Because we're right now going through all this mess. Yeah, going through all this mess. He's still doing Beyonce concerts over there. Yeah, man's working for that. I'm working for the whole damn 2 weeks. He went on holiday like he's happy. He's happy with his decision, bro. He has just clearly said to us Fuck the trophies. I don't care about trophies. I don't even care about the league because the league is a trophy. I don't mind finishing 4th. I don't mind finishing 5th. I don't mind finishing 7th. That's what Levy has just said. And Frank is the enabler to this whole thing. Because you're bringing in a manager that has worked on a tight budget. Let's remember this, right? I rather than bringing a Mourinho that rattles the board, bringing a Conte that rattles the board, bro.
Who's gonna want to come with that mentality? I mean, De Zerbi said no to us. I know he's that kind of manager, but he said no to us. Who is that out there that's going to be like that? With the
exactly. This is why your faith is in the wrong guy, bruv. You can't be happy with Frank. The bigger managers with ambition have denied us. Slot denied us.
Yeah, I know. I wanted Slot.
Loads of managers have denied us because we're not a serious damn club. But here's you accepting Frank. That's my issue. That is my issue, bro.
But this is only because I just don't think he's going to go anytime soon. The chairman's not going to go anytime soon. The transfer policy is not going to change anytime soon. If in 3 years he finally leaves, right, then the transfer policy will change, right, won't it? So we can bring in the manager that you really want for the club we really want. But
you know what top clubs do in this situation? Top clubs riot. Top clubs protest. Top clubs protest about this type of stuff. Our fan base is so divided, it makes no sense. There's no ambition across the whole board, bro. Across the whole board, there's no ambition. Do you think Chelsea will settle for this shit?
No.
Do you think Arsenal will settle for this shit?
No.
This is my problem. This is my problem. My problem is we are enabling this shit. It comes down to everybody. Call it. I explained at the start. There's only one manager that is in my contention. Like I said, I want to make it clear. I'm not the Ange inner. Okay, cool. Call me Ange inner if you want to call me Ange inner. I'm clear. If you're going to sack him, bring in better. You're not bringing in better. You're bringing in Frank. I'm sorry. He's not better. Frank is not going to win us a title. Is he? You just said he's not. So then he's the wrong manager. Because your ambitions...
Who's going to win us a title with what we are right now? Because it's not...
All right, cool. Going to win the title. Cool. Look, I'll be so real in it, yeah? Frank's not going to win us a cup. You don't even have to... I base it off of your ambitions, bro. You said that was your ambitions.
Yeah.
I'm using your words against yourself. Frank is not going to win a cup. At least Ange won a cup.
And I know he's probably not going to win something, right? But what I'm saying is, like I said, I'm with you. Yeah, I want Levy to go right now. But is he going to go right now?
I'm going to ask you this question. Yeah. If you was to bet your whole life savings on Frank winning a cup or Ange winning a cup, who are you going to put your money on? Ange. He's just proven he's done it.
Which trophy are we talking about?
Just a cup. Could be an FA Cup. It could be a Carabao Cup. It could be a Community Shield. It could just a cup. Who are you putting your money down on? Frank or Ange?
Do you know who we're playing in the final? If I'm asking.
The question is, who are you putting your money down on? Frank or Ange? And if you can't say Ange, you're a part of the enablers. I'm sorry, you are part of it as well. Because if you can't see what Ange has just done, he's just changed 17 years without a trophy. I can accept it. I wanted Ange out. He's proved me wrong.
For me, it's neither. But anyway.
Wait, you're saying neither when Ange just won a cup?
Yeah.
So you're saying we won't be able to win another cup with Ange. Is that what you would is?
I don't think so.
Bro, what does this brother have to do to make you believe? You got low ambitions, bro.
Not.
That's
It's
what
not that.
Ange. Remember? Do you remember the first ever press conference that Ange said? What did he say? That we have to change the mentality of this football club. That's what he said.
Yeah.
The mentality is wrong. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it on this show, bro. I'm generally seeing it on this show. You can't accept. I've just said put your life savings on one or the other. And for me, a logical thing would to do. I've just seen Ange win a trophy with Tottenham. I'll put my life savings on Ange.
But if you look at it like another way, like tactically and stuff like that, we kind of were lucky in the final, man.
I don't give a
come on,
damn about tactics, bro. He got over the line.
Hit Luke Shaw's hand.
Bro, he got over the line though. Football, small margins. You play football, right?
Yeah.
In 30 years' time, are you gonna remember that it hit Luke Shaw's hand?
Probably. It's like Woodgate,
on,
you know, the goal we scored in the final, bro. Like, have you seen the goal we scored in the final to win it? No, it
was scruffy. Yeah, scruffy.
Yeah,
it was scruffy. Yeah,
even like the 99, even the goal in 99, yeah. That final for me was a bit different because we were playing with 10 men. So for us to win that final was kind of mad. It was Alan Nilsson's diamond header. Like we had a shot or something, the keeper hits it up in the air or something. I can't remember, something like that. And Nilsson diamond, and we had 10 men because Justin Edinburgh got sent off because Robbie Savage dived basically and got him sent off. So that final was kind of mad in 1999. But you know what? They're both scrappy wins. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem is like what we want, right, is continuous competitiveness for the title in Champions League or whatever. Yeah, like like City do, Liverpool do. I don't know if I count Arsenal in the conversation yet because I haven't actually won anything like that for years, whatever. I think Newcastle going that way. I think Newcastle could reach that level if they play things.
I've got a question. I've got a good question in it. Yeah, I've got a very good question for you.
But we will never get that under this ownership. So
no, I've got a very, very good question for you in it. Yeah. Hear me out. Just hear my statement out. We just won a Europa League Cup 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Going on 3 weeks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do you see us repeating that in the next 10 years?
I don't know.
I say no. You know why I say no? You know why I say no? Because he just sacked a manager that won a cup competition. At best, you give him time. Let's just say next year it was a failure, then sack him. My point is this. You've just shown the whole world that cups don't matter.
But then you say give him another year and it doesn't matter if it's a failure. But can you see that another way and think, well, we're going to waste the year then? Because if he's going to fail next season, we might as well bring in a new manager now and try and do better than failing.
Waste the year,
basically. Yeah,
bro. Waste a year. Well, it's not a waste of a year. How is it a waste of a year? We've just broke the trophy drought. At best, we have at least 2 years not to win anything. I don't expect Tottenham to win for the next 2-3 years.
No, I don't either.
Exactly. So 1 year to next year, if we have a bad season, we can write that off. It's not a big deal. Because what we will say, last year, we won a trophy. Right?
Yeah, it's just where we want the club to go, right? I don't think it will ever go. Because say we bring in a manager again who rocks the boat, and we saw what Conte said right in his press conference. Do you see that manager achieving still though? That's the thing. Like,
I see that manager kicking some sense into fans that think Tottenham's the glory Tottenham, because clearly we're not. The ambition. Did you see Tim Sherwood's interview with what is it called? I want you to have a watch of that.
who?
Tim Sherwood.
Tim Sherwood. Oh, Tim Sherwood. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see his interview?
No. Which one?
He
He's done a
literally
lot.
just. I will send you the video. Just as just as long, bro. I can't read it. It's going too quick. Go back to that last comment. Just as long as Scum don't Champions League next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. This is what I'm saying, innit? Yeah. Tim Sherwood said he basically said this kind of same thing that I've said. He was like, it just shows that when a manager goes out of line, because he clearly went out of line. He clearly got sacked for winning the Europa League. He's saying the Premier League matters more, when ultimately we lifted our pits for the first time in 17 years, which is bonkers to me. You know, this is my point. This is where you say Levy's not ambitious. He clearly is not. I'm going to send you the video. You need to watch it because it's actually facts. It's facts. When I watched it this morning, I was like, raw, like he's called out Tottenham. What we believe Tottenham is.
Sherwood don't like Tottenham, man. Anyway, but because I was a fan when he was manager for 6 months or something, and he spoke a lot about not a lot, but we lost to Chelsea. Was it 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, something like that? One game, and Sherwood came out and he goes, "This club wants to finish in the top 4. They're having a laugh or something." He made a lot of comments like that, basically.
Isn't it true though?
The whole, yeah.
No, but isn't it true? Is he telling any lies, bro? He just fucking won a Europa League and he sacked him, bro. Where is the ambition, bro? Fuck the top 4. What does the top 4 do for me, bro?
Nothing.
Exactly. But ultimately, it does nothing.
If you look at I agree with you and don't agree with you. So I agree with you in terms of what the club is, right? Because we know Levy won't. When we finish top 4, Levy won't push. Yeah. The problem is, right, in order to get to the where we want to go, like challenging for the title and that, you need to start getting into that top 4 again consistently, or top 6 again consistently, because then you can start looking higher up. Because we finished 17th this season or last season.
What, won a trophy?
But
this is the template. The template is dead. No, the template is dead. You're judging off of 2 years, bro. The template is dead. If it was 5 years and we were in Pochettino situation, I can agree with you here. I disagree with you wholeheartedly, bro. We're not on the same book. We're in a different book. You are saying, basically, the first year we finished 5th, which could be seen as good because we're 17th, according to you. No, according to what you're saying, because we're 17th. You're basing it on our league form, which matters nothing for this year because we got back into the top 4. In fact, we improved our position. We automatically got into the top 4 by winning the Europa League, bro. This is how I view it. It might be deluded that I view it like this. We finished 5th in the first year. We finished 4th in the second year. Because that's what we've done.
But then look at Newcastle, for example. They finished 4th and they won the Carling Carabao Cup as well. So they've made Champions League and they won a trophy, the same thing.
Good for them.
But Newcastle are in a much, much, much better position than us, because at least a player who looks at us, because we got rejected by Leroy Sané. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we'll look at us and think, oh, they finished 17th.
No, 100%. You know what? Let me be so real. Let me be so real. I'll be so real. If Tottenham was run correctly, players like that wouldn't reject us. However, you've just sacked a manager that won Levy his major honor. Since he's taken over for 20 years of this shit, Ange has won his best trophy. His biggest trophy.
Mm.
And he's just said, you won my biggest honor, but I don't really care about the trophies, bro. So if I was a player and I'm looking at Tottenham right now, why the hell would I step up? Why would I even decide to step to Tottenham?
Because we're 17th. Why would they want to come?
We're in the Champions League. We should have more pull than Man United right now.
Do you want to read this, by the way? Joe Lewis has installed his own man in the Spurs board, Peter Charrington, ex-CEO of Cita Bank and Enoch in Tavistock. He lives on a Tavistock estate in the Bahamas. Change of direction from Lewis. I heard about this rumor earlier this week, actually. Because there was rumors that Charrington was going to take over Levy, but I don't know how true that is.
All I care about is these guys have to go, bro. Let me be honest with you. They pissed me off. This is my point. Franco Silva, they're taking the fucking piss, bro. They are taking 20 years and you've won a Europa League. Just view it as a merit. We, as fans, all we care about is winning things. To make the fans happy as well, that should be a plus. Levy should be like, oh, okay, I'll give you another year. He's bought time, man. Bro, this owner is shit, bruv.
No, I agree with you. There's no coincidence. Oh, okay. Oh, because Donna Cullen and some other guy left, didn't they? Yeah. It's no coincidence that two Spurs club directors who have been in Levy's pocket. So Levy didn't force them out. I think Lewis has forced Levy's hand. So I think Donna Cullen left and someone else, I forgot the guy's name, left.
Because
you know that new CEO's come in, that Vinay guy?
Yeah.
Because like I said, there was a rumor that Levy was actually going to go and this Charrington guy was going to take over. But nothing's happened yet,
So are you saying Franco Silva? It's basically shit of the shit, isn't it?
Yeah. But
no, bro, listen. Franco Silva.
We wasted Conte, we wasted Mourinho.
So Silva or Frank, I would have to go Frank.
Yeah. That's what we've got left, man. Don't get me wrong, TJ. I'm more for Glasner, bro. I even have a mate who supports Palace, right? Every time I see him, I want your manager. Literally every time I see him, I want Glasner, I want your manager. And he's like, no, Glasner ain't going. And he's right, I don't think Glasner's going to go. Because Glasner, bro, he easily could win the Europa League with Palace next season. You know that, right? That's why
if they get kicked out, though. If they get kicked out. Yeah. Oh, man. What is next to Tottenham, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, the only way Frank will turn my cards, I'll be so honest with you, if he wins the Super Cup.
Or in the first game?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If he manages to beat PSG, then I'll come on the show and I'll say, I apologize to you, my brother.
Yeah.
No, I'll be so real. I'll apologize to you. I'll make a public statement.
Okay. Levy doesn't want the full takeover because he doesn't want to lose his power, but I think Lewis has woken up and decides to try and sell the club completely. Interesting. Maybe we might get a wish.
Good, man.
Yeah.
Come on, Saudi.
Yeah.
You know
Anyone.
what? Yeah. You know what? I wouldn't even mind Chinese owners, bro. They're rich as well, cuz.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like Samson or Samson. You know what I'm talking about? Some sort of some. Bro, listen, bro. Like, I wouldn't mind one of them man to come up. They got the P, bro. We just
Yeah.
need the money
It's not
because
the. It's not. I don't. You know what? It's not actually the money. Like we do need some more money, right? I don't disagree with you, but
we're just
it's the
poor,
way.
bro.
It's a transfer policy of the club. That's the problem for me. It's always been a problem. It worked for us for about 5 years back in 2005, TJ, because we went to the Champions League, and we
Mm.
like it actually helped us because we needed to rebuild from the 2005 team. So we got there in the end, right? The rebuild was complete because we got to the Champions League, which what the aim of the club was at the time, because we hadn't been in the Champions League before in 2010 till Redknapp came in. But the problem was that the transfer policy didn't change once we made the Champions League.
Yeah.
So this is where my problem started with Levy, because we made a Champions League and he said to us, "Oh, we're going to go there to buy better players and more better, basically, yeah."
Mm.
And we didn't. And we didn't. So that's when I turned on him in 2012 because that was like the last straw for me. But this is what I mean. That we had the same transfer policy for 20 years. Until the policy changes, nothing's going to change.
Yeah, you're right, cuz. But you
Unfortunately,
know what?
bro,
It's not even a transfer policy. Until Levy goes, nothing will change, cuz. Sorry, man. I just sprayed something.
Huh? What?
I don't know, man. Just this club is just run donkeyly, man. We should be called Looney Tune FC.
Bro, you know someone's calling us Bonnie Blue FC online. But yeah, bro, anything else you want to say? Or do you...
Man,
So
I'm just keyed off. What? Sorry, say that again.
No, like, is there any other manager you can think of that we could get that you want? Like, realistically?
Realistically, bro, I would have said Inzaghi, but he's gone to, what is it called?
Al
Gone
Hilal,
to
yeah.
Al Hilal. You know, you got Xavi there. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I knew we were gonna sack the manager. Yeah, hear that, right? But
Yeah.
it's like when you go and choose, it's just not ambitious, man. It's not ambitious enough. From that final, we should just have a really big boost. Do you get where I'm coming from? It feels like we've been deflated, bro.
Yeah.
And Man United across the, not even a pond, across the world, yeah, because we're in London, they're in Manchester. They're the ones that lost, and they seem to be in a better situation than us.
No, you're right. You're right. They're doing bits. I agree with you, man. They're doing bits. Yeah.
We're gonna get left behind, bro. We're already left behind. If Frank
100%,
wins that, what is it called? Super Cup.
Super Cup, yeah.
Yeah. Then maybe we're onto something, but I don't know, cuz. At this point, I'm just deflated. I don't even want to support Tottenham anymore.
Mate.
Nah, for real, cuz. I generally don't.
You're done with Tottenham?
Bro, listen, I am definitely done with Tottenham, bro. There's no ambition, bro. Like, you know what I'm talking about, man.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
But yeah, man. Oh,
what can you do, man?
Another day in the life of Tottenham, man, innit?
Yeah. That's the thing that like I said, I fully agree with you. The only reason I'm accepting Frank is, like I said, kind of short-term way of thinking about it, but it's because as much as I want, like you, Levy, to leave right now, like right now, and the club to be sold right now, it's not going to happen right now, I don't think. But
Mm.
this is why the only reason I'm accepting Frank, because at least he can work in the budget for 3 years and then we get rid of Levy. But I don't know, bro. I'm kind of
Yeah,
like you.
man.
I accepted what we are. That's the problem.
Yeah, man. It's
We're
who
still
we
going
are,
to
mate.
protest. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's who we
man.
are, mate.
We need.
Yeah.
It's who we are, mate.
It's who we are, mate.
I'm gonna make a poster. Levy out. It's who we are, mate.
But you know what? The only positive of Ange sacking it, I've noticed, there's bare people turning on Levy that I never thought would turn on Levy.
Yeah, the Anginas. Yeah, it's true. It's brought so much. Yeah, it
There's
has.
so many of them, bro. There's so many of them as well. Like I'm like, what? Like, bro, even my brother, who's never been to protest, yeah, he wrote on the Spurs official replying to the tweet, not the tweet, sorry, the post on Instagram.
Yeah,
No one just said Ange's been sacked, whatever.
yeah.
Writing Levy out. I was like proper shocked.
Bro,
Because
listen, it's
he likes
bad,
Ange,
man.
he likes Ange, innit? So yeah.
Yeah, it's no, but it's bro. Listen, I can acknowledge when the manager has to be given time.
Mm.
I want to make it clear. You guys might be thinking I'm Ange, Yeah, call me. I am Angela now because I said I wanted to give him time. But see, my thing is, you're not going to get better. Then what's the point of sacking?
Yep. I see your point. That's the thing. I see your point. Is what it is,
We're just gonna
unfortunately.
we're just gonna get worse in the long run, bro. So for me, the goal for Frank for him to change my mind, he has to win that Super Cup.
Do you think he's going to win the Super Cup?
Hell no, bro.
Our goal is going to win it. He's not going to win it.
I would have believed in Ange more than Frank. You need to remember, Frank has never been in a situation where he's managing a big club. Frank has not experienced juggling two competitions. Frank has not experienced any of this. Where we're criticizing Ange about the league form, at least one thing that he said in his when he first come here, I always win in my second season. And bruv, he did. He's got run, like, competition runs to the back of the tee. Like I said, if I was to put my earnings on the line and I would to pick one manager, let's just say one manager to win us the FA Cup, who am I picking? I'm picking Ange Postecoglou over Frank. That's not me supporting my man. Based on the template at Tottenham, based on the template of his career, Ange is the correct guy. Now, my point is this: if I was to pick one manager to manage us, if it was Glasner or Ange, I'm picking Glasner.
No, what do you mean he was taking it? He was here last week. Anyway.
Bro, I'm here every single week, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, he was here last week.
Yeah, I'm here every week, man. Recently I haven't been putting my camera on because I'm just naked, bro. It's just too hot in this flat, bro. Yeah, man. So more time in it, yeah. You want to see? You don't want to see my fucking my
bro,
boobs and that.
Remember that stream, bro? When Eugene was on, he was like, TJ, bro, you're naked. Do you remember?
Oh, he wanted to know. Yeah, oh yeah, no. He was like, oh, I had my top half on. He was like, what? Do you have boxes on? Yeah, I was like, yo, bro, I'm in a nude, bro.
Yeah. I remember that, bro.
Don't drop the camera. That's what he said.
Yeah.
I remember
cool. Shit. Anyways, guys, I think this is it for now. Anything else you want to say, TJ? Or...
Nah, man. That's all, bro. Unless we've missed anything.
I don't think so, man. I mean, an hour and a half, bro. We actually did quite well. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
But
man.
I
It's just
guess when
deflating,
when
bro.
when Frank becomes a manager, we'll have to do another stream. I'll probably be in like next week anyway, because I think it'll be announced by next week. But
Hmm.
unless someone else comes out of nowhere, because the
I
BBC
don't want
listed a few
Silver.
managers.
Let me
I
make
don't
it
want Silver
clear.
either. I
I
don't
don't
want
want
Silver
Silver.
either.
If I have to pick Frank over Silver, it's Frank. I'm making it clear from now. Anyhow, we get Silver, brother, and then you're telling me sacking Ange is a good idea.
No,
You see,
I don't want Silver either. I don't want Silver
you
either.
see,
So
if we end up with Silver, because I saw something. If I saw something
yeah,
online, innit? If we end up with Silver, you saying sacking Ange is a good idea. Fucking hell, man, and enabling this shit to the top shit.
yeah. No, like I said, bro, I agree with you. Yeah, like I don't want Silver, but the list I think they gave on BBC was Pochettino, Glasner, Silver, Frank, and who was the other guy? Was it Iriola? Maybe I think it was Iriola. Those were the
I
five.
don't want Iriola either.
I don't want Iriola either. To be honest, I'm with you on that one. I take the other three, but yeah, I don't know.
Cool. All right, no worries, my bro. Listen, you man, like and subscribe. To the like this, make sure you're liking this video as well, man, and subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be releasing. I'm gonna be releasing content. Trust me, I will be, because I'm pissed off in it. When I'm pissed off in it, I have a lot to say in it. So, subscribe to Into Spurs. It's exactly how you see it on my. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be. I need to really plan videos for that. But on my main channel, I'm gonna try to release some videos, innit? So subscribe to Interspace. It's exactly how you see it on the picture right here. You know, IN2 the number 2 Spurs. You know, it's actually quite a good name. You know.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Interspurs AI as well. Don't forget that. So subscribe to Interspurs and Interspurs AI, or subscribe to this channel, like the video, spread the video out. Hopefully, we'll get to 500 subs by the end of the year. I hope, because I've got 400 and something now. So trying to aim to get to
Decent, my bro.
500. Yeah, I'm 404, I think, or something right now. So trying to get to 500, and then we move from there, I guess. And I guess Levy out.
Levy out 100 times, man.
Yeah. And come on, you Spurs, I guess. Yeah, come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs.